Orpheus is the god of music. Part of the Orpheus myth is that he is in the north of Greece, and the Muses, they behead him. And they throw his severed head into the Aegean. The gentle waves, it washes up this head, and they wash up on Lesbos. Right next to it is his instrument, the lyre, and the head, Orpheus is still singing. I just kept making that connection between Orpheus's head washing up thousands of years ago in this myth, and now in our time, these people crossing. I'm up on the cliffs of Lesbos, and I'm looking out across towards Turkey. You're seeing all these boats come across. There were people suffering. There were families trying to get to safety. You could see this all unfolding. There were cameras broadcasting all of this to the world. It sometimes felt like the whole thing was a gigantic theater. And I don't mean that in a passive sense. I mean in a Greek tragic sense. This framing of it always struck me at the time. I felt that I was part of a tragedy, that we were all part of a tragedy, and that we all had to ask ourselves, what does this mean to us and what are we going to do about it? The most important thing for me in writing this book was finding some people who were passengers on that boat that day, who had survived this terrible incident, who were willing to talk to me. The loan officer from Kabul, Rezwana, who was 13 at the time, she was just so full of life. Then that day, and her family gets on the boat, and I can't really talk about what happened. It's so terrible. A lot of people did not want to receive them, did not want to hear what they had to say, but they knew what they needed to say. They knew why they were crossing. They knew why they were risking their lives. At that time, we wanted to elevate the locals. Let's give the fishermen a Nobel Peace Prize. Well, talk to the fishermen, as I did, and they tell me, we don't want to be called heroes. We want real solidarity. We want real help. A Greek friend of mine from Lesbos, his father told him, you can't stop water or people. And I think there's something so true about that. We cannot stop migration. I deeply realized that this could happen to any of us. Climate change is taking over. Wars are still rampant. We're not as far away as we think of finding ourselves having to leave our homes to get to safety, being in a border zone or somewhere where people are arriving, and we're forced with that difficult decision about what are we going to do? Are we going to turn towards people, or are we going to turn away? Greek theater gave us the tragedies that we still rely on again and again to confront the human experience. I hope with my book that it will be a way for people to connect to the core humanity of everybody involved in these massive refugee crises. The refugees themselves, the people on the move, and also those of us who might be in a position to decide to help or not to help.